Let's all thank the wonderful patrons for supporting the channel. I can't show everything from the visual novel, so if you support me in Patreon, you will be able to watch everything from the old to the naughty. Also, don't forget to ring that bell when you subscribe so you'll be notified with future videos. Now, let's start the show!
Prologue. The strangers lost among the mountains. White thoughts! Ah! Turn it to white! The strangers lost among the mountains. Is this an Undertale reference? Oh. I have never been one to believe in lucid dreams, or at least not to my recollection. Regardless of whether this is a dream or not, my focus remains on finding a way out of this place. All I know is that I'm lost. There seems to be no clear solution for it. Inaction will get me nowhere, so I must continue to search for a way out. Despite the seemingly endless clusters of lavender clouds gracing the blue horizon, the star overhead shines brightly. Daytime. Since the star is so high in the sky, I assume it must be noon, based on what little knowledge of the world my mind seems to have retained from before. Which basically boils down to 1. I need water and food to survive. 2. The bright thing in the sky is called a star, and it's warm. 3. When it's not in the sky, there's a lot of cold. Wrap up. And with that concludes my understanding of the world around me. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but it's not like I'm very confident about what my brain believes right now. We explored the terrain made up of a colossal plain full of gravel and yellowish grass. The air is as heavy as cold, while the wind blows dry flower petals and sand into my fur. Behind me, there's just magenta clouds painted in the blue sky, above grass with some faded flowers. There isn't much else to offer in sight. Or so I tell myself, until I see something in the far distance. A few colossal mountains on what seemed to be the final edge of the world, not unlike how that cliff I woke up on separated this plain from that internal void. Immediately noticed signals of green color past the mountains. Is that a forest? If those are trees, there might be water nearby. That's how plants work, isn't it? I'm not going to stop questioning everything I know, am I? I survey my surroundings once more in a gullible hope of finding something different this time. But it does not seem like it. The only thing we can do is keep walking. This is exhausting! Wounded or not, it shouldn't be normal that you have to walk so far to find whatever. How did we get to that cliff in the first place? There's nothing on that road. There's no road to begin with. The lion has been by my side with a goofy grin the whole time. He hadn't said a single word since we started walking. It's starting to creep me out a bit, if I'm being honest. Not that I've been trying to start a conversation, but I have so many things on my mind that it's only now that I realize the lion hasn't said anything in all this time. Could this be a good time to ask other questions? Yes, I'll do that. Hey, I wanted to ask you. What's up? The lion rests his bright blue eyes on me, waiting for the words that will come out of my mouth as if he were a knight into the service of their noble. The thing is, do you like fish? I mean, the taste. I don't mean anything else. Not that anything else would be weird. I mean, I wasn't implying anything, I swear! Man, why did I say that? Ask a feeling I feel like fish? Just because I've lost my memory doesn't mean I have to be a jerk and make the situation a bit more awkward. Oh, no, I think. Sure, I understand. Yeah, I don't think so. The truth is, I'm more into eating other things, I guess. Like what? Looks like I'll just have to eat a fish and find out. Another item on the to-do list. Now I can't wait to eat one. I really don't. I like it though. Click. Great. Gotta do it. Yeah, sure. Yeah. The idea of falling off that cliff sounds quite appealing though. Man, he really wants to jump off that cliff, huh? Why is it so awkward all of a sudden? Just talk! And you can you recall anything about your past? Like, anything? Al933 fingers his chin and closes his eyes. His lips deepen over his knuckles as a growl escapes his mouth. To be honest with you, I couldn't even remember my name. Name before. I think I told you, didn't I? Yes, I'm sure you told me that. And also, your carelessness is not telling me that from the beginning. What did you say? Just thinking out loud. Ignore me. I think that the sound effects of, the Undertale thing, because the text speed is, I put the text speed at full blast. So let's say if I put it on the half speed, it will sound like this. Diba? So let's remove that, shall we? You can ignore someone you've struck up a conversation with. That's rude. It was an expression. Don't take everything I say so literally. Well, if you say so. Yes, you can continue, please. Good. Staying on topic. I meant I couldn't remind anything. I couldn't remember where I'm from, if I have someone who cares about me, or if there's someone who wondered where I am now. I was lost as you a while ago. Hey. Although I would like to refute what he said, there's no valid reason to deny his words. I was overwhelmed by the time I woke up. I really could have died going to that cliff in my state, couldn't I? May sound silly, but it's almost as if something divine brought us here. And that seems to be it. At that moment, that even seems plausible. At that moment, that even seems plausible. Anyway, once I read my name on the engraving, it might be a few things. Things that I think are real. You think? What? Do you think? Oh yes, do you think? I recall some things, but I don't know if I can say they are memories. I just assume they are. I was expecting that kind of answer. I was expecting something vague that would be similar to my situation, but this intrigues me and sets my mind to scheming. No, sorry, but I need more details to understand. What kind of things are you talking about? Exactly what did you see? I urge him to give me more information. If he remembers anything, it may help us understand this situation. Our situation. Many things, truth be told, but mostly places. Weird places like a hall with walls covered in precious stones, I think. But everything is blurry, like a fever dream. Nothing concrete. Get it? I also remind a lot of data. Quite a lot about machines and physics in general, but not much else. Wait, now that you mention it, your clothes look like someone who works with machines. Really? It looks more like a construction worker to me. Maybe you're a mechanic or something more pompous like an inventor or a scientist. Oh, that, I don't know. I think I only wear these clothes because they are comfortable. Although, someone had already mentioned that detail. Really? He also said I look like a plumber. Right, the guy who also talks about quantum physics next to physics. I don't know if it's the most accurate definition. Do you think so? Yes, maybe an engineer or something less to do with water. What do you think? You're not listening to me, are you? 933. The lion places his thick paw on his chin, giving his face a sullen look. Looks like he's gotten lost in his thoughts. Maybe if something wrong? Is everything all right? Is everything all right, big guy? You're not thinking about food, are you? Big guy? It's not hard for me to notice how the lion's face turned slightly red despite his thick, copperish brown fur. It seems that teasing is super effective against big felines. What? Did I just say something wrong? It wasn't my intention to insult you. I don't know if I should call it an insult. There's no lion saying I'm a big man. And we certainly already agree that food is something we should be concerned about. Oh. I didn't expect him to just admit it. You were supposed to deny it so I could keep teasing you. Great, now I feel bad. Okay, if it bothers you, I won't call you that again. Well, I think it's the opposite. Wait, do you like being called that? I mean, I certainly don't mind. Almost don't mind. Now I'm confused. Care to explain? I just think nicknames are a good way to bond with someone. I'm flattered you gave me one. Does that sound weird? No, not at all, but it doesn't seem like it. Your face right now is a little scary. Yeah, it's just something else keeps bothering me. Can I ask you a question? You already have done it, haven't you? Oh? I know, right? It's just a prologue and they already have pet names. Big guy. I get it. The thunderous laughter of AL-93 hits my eardrums with force. I guess it's a small price to see that goofy smile of him again. Though in truth it takes a little effort to return him to his normal merry lion self. Alright, you caught me. But seriously, I want to ask you something, mate. Okay, ask now. So, is it normal to know all the Coulomb conversion formulas? Of so many questions I could have imagined, this was not one of them. What? I think that's a no. No, I might know. Just remind me what cool prompt is about. Coulomb. That! Well, in summary, it's a physical magnitude measure for the amount of electrical charge. He's a scientist. That's chemistry. Oh, fuck no, that's chemistry. Ew! Well, we can tell that he's a scientist now. Oh, sure. I already know that. Really? Of course. Sorry. Not. I have no idea. Obviously, I don't know that. Sounds like a dirty word a teenager would use against their parents. Hey, Mom, do you Coulomb? Oh, don't worry. I don't think it's common either. The lion lowers his head and shows an invigorating smile. Then why ask? I'm just ruling out that you could be a mechanic or scientific inventor, engineer, like you said. Or a plumber. Exactly! Hey, I must ask, what did you mean before about data? What did I mean? You said you also recall a lot of data. You said data in general, and that you know a lot of data about machines and physics. So, what are the other data? The lion puts his paw on his chin again, this time biting his lip doubtfully. Does he always do that when he's thinking? Oh, and all of a sudden, the mountain appears! Drew, the mountain appears. While I wait for an answer, the dirt patches slowly turn into a road of gravel in the middle of the yellowing grass. Our feet kept us within the newly discovered trail as if our bodies know we are on the right track. It's a strange feeling, but familiar at the same time. From the other data, let's just say my mind is doing a lot of comparisons and calculations right now. Calculations? Yes, things like the temperature, the direction of the wind, and the compass point where we're moving forward. Something in my head makes me want to understand how this place is and behaves. Why? Do you think it would help us? I don't know. I like to pay attention to such small details, and I seem to know how to express those thoughts in letters and numbers. I would say that it relaxes me. If I continue to receive information, even if it's something common despite the situation. No, even if it's futile, but information nonetheless. I know I'll be able to stay calm. I'll feel calm. That's deep. You think so? Yes, although that's obviously not my case. With everything you've told me, I think you just process things in a different way than other people, but I don't have many references to say for sure. The lion folds his arms. His face turns sullen and darkens as if I'm spitting at his face. I immediately feel the rejection revoked by my own words, but before I can object, the lion speaks. Is that an euphemism for retarded? What? He spoke in a stale tone, Devoid of that characteristic kindness of him? What? No! What? Your voice is funny when you're anxious. What? Relax! For someone so tough looking, you seem to lose your north very easily. Tough looking? The MC is bulk! I also doubt that anyone uses retarded as an insult these days. Not. Hey! You set me up! I don't know what you're talking about. The lion gives me a sublimely innocent smile, as if it was created by a celestial being almost draconic. My first impressions of him are challenged again. Despite his appearance and laid-back demeanor, this lion is not a fool. I should take that into account for the future. I believe this knowledge must have an explanation. I can't just know things for the sake of knowing them. As you say, I process things differently, but there must still be a reason why I can remember all this data. Yes, but I clear my throat. Focus, LC-827! LC-827. I'm still having a hard time accepting that's my name. Little cock. If that's the case, then does that mean we can remind things, man? Remind things that are not related to our past? I assume so. If our minds forgot absolutely everything, then we wouldn't even be able to speak right now. That's true. But then, what defines what we can or can't remind? What? Remind or remember? So far, I see we seem to recall the basics of the language and the abstract concepts of it, so it may be normal that when speaking, we could say stuff that we do not fully understand at the time. Sure. That makes sense, too. If I can speak openly. I don't think we've met before, either. I mean, I couldn't tell since we don't have any memories, but, we're not even the same species. That could be a possibility. What about the others? Is there another lion among them? The others are also different species. However, there is another canine. He's not like you, but I think he's your same species. I see. That's important information. If there's another wolf, maybe we came from the same place. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. I don't know. Duh. And what about you? Me? Yes, you. Can you recall anything? Or do you have knowledge of anything that makes noise to you? I'm not sure. In the cliff, my head was a total mess and my memory is still hazy. But let me try again. I close my eyes in an attempt to put my thoughts in order. The same feeling of disconnection is present again, clinging to me like tentacles dragging me to the bottom of the ocean. A dark background that doesn't allow light to pass through to me. Except a ray of light pierces to the bottom where I had been lost. I watch once more at the bottom, at the mountains in the distance. Now, a little closer thanks to all the walking that AL933 and I have done. The colors in the far distance, the short yellowish grass under my feet, the weather being a weird mix of dry and wet. I've seen this before. I felt it before. Yes, I do remember. I reminisce about the place that had these same kinds of grass and mountains. I can recall the name of that place. The Dukedom of Licorgo, whatever, in Arunbris. A good part of that dukedom was just like this. Can you recall all that? What is a dukedom? Yes, I can, and very well indeed. I can't contain my joy at being able to reminisce something for the first time, even if it's something as trivial as the name of a dukedom. Ah, that's great! If you remember, that must be important to know why we're here. Yes, although I don't know what I was doing here or when that happened. I don't even know if it was me or who was there. 827. It also doesn't make sense that there will be this kind of biome on the mountain. 827. That cliff did not seem to have a bottom. If we are so high above sea level that the clouds cover everything, then... But it feels like a memory of me. But maybe I'm just delusional, and maybe 827! Lion's deep blue eyes connect with mine. React! No. No. No! I can't get discouraged that easily. You have to fight! Yes! Yes! There's no doubt! It's a memory of mine. You remember something from the past. Woo! AL933 snorts with a pleased smile on his face. And I'm glad you're clear on that. Yes, I think so. But now that I think about it... 827. I swear, I'm going into something with this. Oh, okay, go on. This is a plateau, isn't it? Yeah, I guess. We are on a mountain. But we have been walking for a while. It's an esplanade, a little too big to be a normal mountain. I think more like a meadow. I really don't know much about geography. Sorry. We are on a mountain, but we have been walking for a while. It's an esplanade, a little too big to be a normal mountain. I think more like a meadow. I really don't know much about geography, sorry. You should. You should! It helps when you find yourself in these situations, Zorro. Although I should also use my own advice. Looks like we have a lot to learn. So it seems. So it begins. Maybe we'll recall more over time and learn geography in the process. It's never too late to learn something new. That's a good plan. The lion smiles at me. I take it as a signal to stop talking. We keep walking in silence. So much of the anxiety I've been feeling left my body after the conversation. Being able to reminisce, even if it's something as trivial as a place's name, gives me hope to regain what I've lost. Some time passed before we spot something out of place. Something gray and beige spreading all over the ground and disturbing the grass. My first reaction is to walk away. My fur ruffles at the feeling of danger. However, as we get closer, we see that it's indeed a road made of stone pavers. This is weird. Your gut tells you to run away. Again! This is weird. Although I was grateful to find something that could guide us in this huge meadow, my anxiety tells me that something bad could happen if we follow the road. The lion raises his paw like a small child to address his father. Let's get on the road! That's kind of the opposite of what I'd like to do. Don't make that face. I'm sure we'll find one of our cliff partners if we go on the road. I'm going to ignore what he said and the phrase cliff partners like it was a good thing. Please? This is kinda... Please! What do I have to lose? Alright, you big dork. But you go first. Deal! As soon as I give my approval, the lion begins to trot down the road with an incomparable enthusiasm. But wait! I discreetly follow him, still reluctant to the idea. 827, hurry up! Maybe as we follow the road, we will find something that makes us regret it. I'm coming! Slowing down! I really hope I'm wrong. Wah! Transition. Following the road is easy. Walking is easy. You put one foot in front of the other and then repeat until you have reached your destination. You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put the right foot in and shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you do the potey potey. But what happens when you don't know what your destination is? How do you know when to stop or change direction? How do I know to keep moving and ignore what starts to materialize at the size of my vision? How much importance should I give to the broken marble tiles by the side of the road? Should I be worried about the dirt paths that seem to lead to the horizon? Eventually, I can't help but observe in detail what I think are the ruins of some rudimentary construction. My curiosity gets the best of me, so I stop and appreciate the remnants of a story I will never know, neither me nor anyone else. What could have happened in this place? Should I search for a meaning or just forget it? I could let the feeling fade over time, the same way these stone structures were eroded by the wind. It's still Ooh! A As we walk a little further down the road, a structure begins to materialize in the distance. This time it isn't ruins. It is something else. Something huge that we can see from afar. A giant in the middle of a field of ants. A windmill that opposes the knights. The road splits into a crossroad that leads in opposite directions. AL933 insists on following the road with the structure in the distance. I do not object to his request. I have no reason or intention to do so. After a long walk, the structure we had sighted can now be seen more clearly. From where we're standing, it seems to be the ruins of a gigantic place. A place that, despite its dilapidated exterior, is still a dazzling and imposing place in the middle of this meadow of yellow grass. Wow. Impressive, right?
Man, if only we see what it looks like.
Look at that. Does it remind you of anything? You're asking someone who has lost his memory? I realize he must be talking about me recalling the name of that dukedom. Right. No, at least not for now. Oh, it's fine. In my defense, I've lost my memory too. Well, that's a race to see who comes first. The lion begins to run towards the structure in glee without waiting for a response from me.
Hey! Wait for me!
By the time I realize my legs are moving, I'm already running after him. Oh, if we're not injured at all. Question mark, what? Oh! Sokka's blade? A spear? Sword? Feet? Wolf? Wolf with feet? Green is once again a color used by the ambient. A change that my eyes, tired as they are of the constant and bitter yellow of the meadow, appreciated. Hedges and bushes surround the place in such a way that they act as a fence race to prevent prying eyes from reaching there. Well-preserved statues of strangers, or so they are to me, are scattered throughout the area. I think we're in... Come closer. I think we're in Medusa's lair. At first glance, I can discern that there are two statues that seem to have the characteristics of a canine. The statues don't follow any pattern in their composition. They're works that resemble people of different species. Each one is carrying a weapon, a real weapon from what I can see. I wrap my arms around myself, acutely aware of the danger that the sharp edges of those weapons could inflict upon my body. My paws feel cold. The constant feeling that something bad is going to happen refuses to leave me. At least, all these statues lack eyes, so they can't follow my movements. As I get closer to the structure, I realize my mistake. These are the ruins of a place. The building has a semicircular oval shape, but the entrance is rectangular with a portico supported by dozens of pillars gracefully wrapped in laurel. The idea that it's indeed a coliseum crossed my mind, but the shape doesn't seem to match what I associate with them. Smaller hedges continue to the imaginary line that some of the statues are following as I approach. And the cobblestone road leads me into the structure. I walk through the gigantic rectangular opening. The doors, wide open, inviting me in. Wow! It became realistic! My vision is hindered by the plethora of dust particles swirling around in the air. The only source of visibility is the natural light that streams through the windows. The floors become smoother and more carved. As my feet glide across its surface, my pads can feel the care and precision that has gone into it, even after the pass of time. The place is decorated with a series of arches, brilliant ceramics, and hundreds of marble sculptures of a vast variety of sizes and designs. None of the sculptures seems to evoke a memory in me, not the way it felt before with the dukedom's name. It doesn't take me long to stumble upon a potential outlet for my doubts. At the far end of the room, I come across a long tunnel with metal bars hindering my progress. I strain to make out a faint glow in the distance, a dim light at the tunnel's end. Finally! A choice! After all this time, oh my god. Choice. Well, let's go to the choice. Try to go this way. Yes, I clearly you can't go that way. Fuck you! Yes, I clearly see I can't go that way. It's not like I want to, but What? Maybe there's something useful inside. I don't know. What do you think, big guy? I ask, waiting for someone's opinion, but that opinion never comes. Wait, something is missing here, or rather, someone is missing. 933? My mind decides to work and remind me of the existence of the lion. I look in all directions, but there's no one. He got in before me, right? Yes, I'm sure of that. You can come out now. Done comedy. You're not done comedy. You're not going to scare me. 933, this is not funny. Big guy? An icy, paralyzing sensation runs down my spine, sending shivers throughout my body. I try to calm my racing heart, but the sense of impending danger continues to grow stronger. I can't help but wonder what could be causing this overwhelming feeling of dread. Is there something lurking in the shadows, waiting to pounce, or am I simply imagining things? I feel my skin pressing down on me with a weight I cannot escape. My snout starts to burn because of my sporadic movements. I love mudkips. I do love mudkips. I always get a swampert whenever I play Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. No, he must be in this place. Surely he went ahead and went looking for another entrance. Yes, that must be it. Then I just have to find him. It'll be easy. I'll be fine. I hold my breath. My body tense with anticipation as my paws quiver uncontrollably. I can feel the weight of my fear as I prepare to take that first step forward. With every fiber of my being, I try to come down to steady my trembling legs so I can move without losing my balance. Slowly, I start to move, my legs moving in a monotonous rhythm that matches the pounding of my heart. The world around me shrink, my vision tunneling as I focus only on finding the lion and the ground beneath my feet. The whole way seems to curve as if... The hallway, you mean? As if reality is being manipulated and modified. My mind is scrambling for some semblance of logic, searching for answers in the apparently impossible, okay. But my head is nothing but a fog, clouded by uncertainty and doubt. The hallway seemed to curve as if reality is being manipulated, modified. My mind is scrambling for some... Okay, apparently impossible, okay? My head is nothing but a fog, blah blah blah. Still, something inside me is fighting to stay alive, to keep pushing forward despite the overwhelming sense of danger. Like some primal instinct that is screaming at me to flee, to escape the strange and unsettling place before it's too late. A thought. A single thought that seems to be the most irrational thing in the world appears in my mind. What if the lion doesn't exist? Maybe it's just a figment of your imagination. My paws tremble as I look around in fear. Is it possible that the lion I've been walking with isn't real? Has he been a figment of my imagination all along? The very thought sends shivers down my spine once again. Why I have come to question his existence? Why? The very thought sent shivers down my spine once again. Why I have come to question his existence? The idea seems inconceivable, but... Why would anyone wait for someone to wake up from a comatose state? That will just take time out of the day that could otherwise ensure their own survival. Unless, of course, the lion doesn't need to survive. He was always calm and he gave me a good idea of what to do. Eddie, sleep! For now, we should learn as much as we can about this place. Woo! For example, what is the name of this place? Are there more people around here? Is there a way to escape? What about food and living arrangements? Not to mention things vital to survival. So the number one priority will be finding the others and then trying to find water and food. We shall eat the statues. He's not real, is he? When he touched me on the shoulder, it felt real. His dick was real. No! Lucian, don't think about that! Stop! The brain desperately wants me to believe that run is the only choice. But deep down, I know that the emotional part of me is more powerful. I couldn't bear the thought of walking away and leaving someone behind in the midst of its chaos. He's a real person, with hopes and fears caught in this dangerous place with no clear way out. Just like me, and I can't abandon him. I'm here too, and I'm real. I'm scared. Am I weak from being afraid? Have I always thought that being afraid is wrong? I hate feeling this way. Tears start to form in my eyes. I quickly wipe them away with a fur on my wrist. Even though no one is looking, it feels so wrong to cry as if I'm not entitled to it. Just keep going and huh? I'm no longer sure if my mind is playing tricks on me or if this is really happening, but my heart pounds in my chest as my eyes catch sight of a tuft of brown hair slipping into the distance before it disappears from view. I hold my breath, wondering who or what it could have been. Every nerve in my body is on edge, waiting for another sign or clue to reveal itself. The air around me feels thick with anticipation. My eyes dart around, searching for any movement or presence, but everything remains eerily silent. I know what I saw. That was a tail! A long, thin tail with a bush of brush-like hairs at the end. That's a lion's tail! I quicken my pace. There's a long tunnel with a hand and webs. Whatever that is. It resembles the one I saw when I entered this place, but there are no metal bars that block the way. I move forward slowly, careful not to make a sound. A dim white light can be seen at the end of the tunnel, but it's too far away to make out any details. My mind returns to the question from before. Why would anyone wait for me to wake up from a comatose state? Why a cliff where nothing can be seen below? Why a yellowish plain? There is no one else here! Why does it look like I'm... Lucian wouldn't do that to me! Lucian is a woman! She wouldn't! But can I guarantee that? What nonsense! My mind is just filling in the blanks with the little knowledge I have. If I reach this tunnel's end, I will get to the center of this place. That's it! And he will be there. That's it! I must keep moving, but the thought of the line or lack thereof haunts me. 933! Big guy! I call, hoping to hear something other than my heartbeat and my breathing. But there is no answer. I go into the tunnel. My heart... I turn into black and white! It's the reverse Michael Jackson! My heart races as I step into the void. Regret watches over me immediately as I struggle to hold back the panic rising within me. The silence is deafening. My mind is lost in machinations, then thinking all possibilities of what could be lurking in the shadows. My eyes adjusted to the darkness. My reality has been flipped, and I am left with a gnawing feeling that everything is not as it seems. As I approach, the once dim white light disappears, replaced by a menacing darkness that swallows the arch opening hole. The air becomes colder. The fur on the back of my neck stands up. I have no choice but to keep moving forward, not knowing what awaits me at the end of the tunnel. The frigid air seems to sap my strength, a latent darkness, the presence of my muscles, preventing them from responding to my commands. It's freezing. My limbs grow numb as I try to push on. My arms refuse to separate from my torso. My cheeks feel tight in the corners of my mouth and atrophy. I can feel my body shutting down, my willpower slowly slipping away. The sand beneath my feet offers little comfort in this bleak landscape. My heart is pounding. My chest is like a mood. I can't shake the feeling that I'm being watched, that something or someone is lurking in the shadows and out of sight. Each step forward feels like a battle, a war between my determination and my terror, and I'm not sure how much longer I can keep this up. Oh, this feels like a Shakespearean play all of a sudden. But I can't stop. I can't let my fear paralyze me. Even a sweat beads on my brow and my breath comes in ragged gasps. My cheeks start to burn. My saliva starting to taste sweet. How long has it been since I ate or drank something? Every move I make is calculated. Every breath I take feels like a risk. Every move I take, every breath I make. The shadow creeps closer, stalking me from the corner of my eye. The light flickers out of reach. I must remind myself to breathe. That I don't even have a self, do I? I need to get out of here fast. Time is running out, and every passing moment feels like another step closer to something I can't even begin or comprehend. What? That was my bracelet? Warning, involuntary phenotype manifestation? What the hell is that? What is that supposed to mean? What the? Suddenly, figures loom onto the walls and floor. Some glow with light, others form from the darkness itself. They are both beautiful and terrifying. Huh? But for some reason, I'm not afraid. I've been terrified all this time, but when the real reason to be scared appears, I can only watch in wonder. I'm able to sense how the light figures move wherever I direct my focus. Ah! Ah! I experiment with this skill as the figures respond according to my will. Although they may not be able to keep up with my every command, it's not a matter of speed. It's a matter of ka-chow! Rather, my eyes are simply unable to visually track their movements, but I can still sense their responsiveness to me. I feel a sense of power coursing through my veins as the light figures dance at my command. I manipulate them with ease, reveling in the thrill of control. The light does what I want. I don't know what's happening or why it's happening, but it feels great. I feel great. They stop. It stops. My God, my cheeks stop burning. The light figures disappear as my body starts to feel tired. What the sky was that? As I look around, my head fills with confusion. The sudden disappearance of the light only adds to the mystery of my situation, igniting a spark of curiosity within me. You know what else that sparks my curiosity? Get on with it! I force myself to keep moving, to keep pushing forward into the unknown, because I know that if I can just make it through this after what just happened, whatever lies ahead will be worth it. Then go! Push! For UkeKooki, if the next scene is with him, if I'm right, okay. I make my way toward the part of the tunnel that is bathed in the blinding light. My heart pounding with anticipation. The pure white glow seems almost ethereal and unnatural. My pads are slick with sweat as I step into the opening, bracing myself for whatever may lie ahead. Am I still alive? Is the lion real? These questions swirl around in my mind, and the longer I stand here in the dark, the more my fear grows. I should be getting as far away from this place as possible instead of proceeding toward the unknown. Yeah, accept my fate, but my body is ready. But something inside me pushes forward, a nagging feeling that I must see what lies beyond the tunnel. I take a deep breath and step forward, hoping beyond hope that I'm making the right decision. Let's get this over with. I keep walking, knowing that I might regret what I find.